like 6 months in hiding.
This is just amazing. Helps me get my zen on.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for tuning in. I thought I would do
A chatty sit down,
and just catch up on life, on 2020, and just a few lessons that I've learned over the last decade. I'm hoping that I can be better in this decade that we are currently on. Anyway,
before continuing and going on, I just want to send
a shout out to Zara. I love this wild orchid perfume. It just
smells amazing and it looks luxurious. There's another one which is what is it, wild rose gold or something like that. I think so. It smells beautiful. I'm so in love. This is my new favorite scent. And then Miniso as well. I love these candles. This is bergamot and fig, imported German flavor. This is just amazing. Helps me get my zen on, and either champagne. At the end of the day, there's nothing better than
sitting down with a glass of champagne, a glass of wine, and just taking
everything in.
Anyway,
so I'm still trying to
catch up with everything because life gets so crazy that if we don't take a moment to just be present
and take everything in, it feels like we are constantly just spinning. The world is constantly moving. Life doesn't have to be perfect for you to start living. You can start right now where you are. I know people say this a lot, but it's really, really true, because when you think about it, in this present moment, you have everything. You are fulfilled. You are not stressed. You are actually peaceful in the present moment. Stress comes when you start thinking about the past, when you start worrying about the future, things which we cannot change. You cannot change the past and you have no control over the future, but you do have control over the present. One of my mentors actually said something quite profound, and he said that we are constantly looking for the future, but we are never there for it when it arrives. Like literally, we will work all our lives, we will put everything that we are into the future, and then when the future comes, we are still looking for more. Like it never stops, so it's so important to pull yourself towards yourself and start living now. Create the life that you want. Don't wait for anything. If there's anything you want to do, you want to study, you want to improve yourself, anything you want to write, anything at all. I believe we are all creative beings, and a lot of people, if you talk about creativity and us being creative beings, they just technically assume that it's something to do with writing or fashion or art, drawing or something like that. No, being creative means we are constantly doing things, and we are constantly doing something, whether you are conscious of it or you are not aware of it. We are constantly doing something, and that's creativity. That means we have the power to create anything we want. You have to start where you are and just be clear. This is another thing that I've learned. You have to be clear about the kind of life you want to live. You have to be clear about the kind of person you are. You have to be clear about the kind of people you want around you and the kind of life you want. You have to be clear. Be clear. Otherwise, you will constantly live in limbo. Another thing is to have intentions. It is so important to live an intentful life. Every single day, have an intention. Have an intention for the job that you have, for for whatever it is, for your savings. If you want to buy a car, you want to buy a house, whatever. Whatever you are saving for, have an intention. If you have an intention, it helps you when things get tough. It helps you stay focused. What you resist persists. So if you live life with an open heart and you welcome change, because that's the only constant, and you try your best and you are the best person, the best version you can be, then it's not a struggle. Everything flows easily. Everything flows easily. I'll drink to that. Always be curious about what makes the world go round, what makes it tick, and be curious about the world. Just like kids are so curious about everything. They just want to learn this and that, and then amazing feeling to just be curious and be open, to life, to nature, to the universe, and just be like, I am here, use me as your instrument. That helps you to live the best version of yourself. Life is not perfect, but I never stress about perfection, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So what somebody thinks is perfect will never be perfect for me. Like I always say, one man's trash is another man's treasure. So if something or someone cannot see your value, don't stress about it. There's someone else who will love you and appreciate you as you are, but you have to love yourself first. Love you first. Do what's best for you first. You cannot give from an empty cup. Be fulfilled in who you are, and understand that there's no competition. If there's people that inspire you, or if there's people that are doing things you want to do, you can use that as inspiration to help you to, catapult you to the next level. You're trying to outdo your past, have a spiritual practice. It is so important to be rooted and grounded in who you are, and that will carry you through everything, and it'll help you to be more fulfilled. Just knowing that everything and everyone is connected, that helps for you to live life with compassion. Pray for people, and sometimes you have to love people from afar, but it doesn't mean that you don't love them. We have to learn to let go and detach from life, detach from people. Detaching doesn't mean you are cold. It doesn't mean you don't care. It just means that you allow the universe, you allow God to do his work, because there's nothing else you can do. You can only control yourself. So now if you are attached to every single thing, you will constantly have anxiety, because you will be attached and you can't control it. So how are you going to live? I was reflecting just the other day on actually 10 years ago I joined the gym, and I had a personal trainer because I didn't know anything. I used to be very sporty in high school. I played hockey and I played badminton, so that was as sporty or as gymmy as it could get. But then when I finished varsity, I was working and stuff, I was starting to gain weight, and I was like, no, I need to join the gym. So I joined Planet Fitness in South Africa, and then I got a personal trainer because I needed someone who would like teach me, how to just be at the gym, how to work out from my own body. And this guy was the most unprofessional personal trainer I've ever met. The guy used to talk about his other clients. He was so unprofessional. He was very moody, and I put up with him for like 3 months. But I remember there was an incident where I went on holiday to Mozambique for like 3 weeks, and I told him in advance that I'll be going away, but he didn't want me to go away, So when I came back, he was making me do these routines I've never done before, and I was like, I don't know this. I haven't done this. And he was so adamant that I know the routines. He did them with me. And I was like, no, but I didn't do these routines, I don't know what you're talking about. And then I remember just being, because I don't like conflict. I like to walk away. So I remember just putting on my earphones and just walking away, walking into the ladies' room and locker room, because I knew you couldn't come in there. And then he sent the cleaning lady to come and tell me that if I don't talk to him, I must not come back to gym, And I was like to the cleaning lady, tell him he is fired and I will continue to come to the gym because he does not own Planet Fitness, okay? Tell him that. And he could hear me because it was like literally outside, And then it was so funny. I continued going to gym, for 2 weeks after that, and then I stopped. And then I came back a month later, and when I came back, I had lost like 10 kilograms, and then all the other personal trainers were like trying to poach me, they were like, wow, you look so good, if you need another personal trainer, we are here and stuff, which brings me to my point. Health is wealth.
Health is the greatest wealth
you can ever have. You know, when you wake up in the morning and you are healthy, you have a body, you have a brain, everything is working perfectly, be grateful to that, because it's not everybody that has that. So look after yourself, make sure you eat well, go to the gym. Even if you don't go to the gym, go for a run, do yoga, you know, work out at home, just 20 minutes for you. You know, it really, really helps the body, and it goes a really, really long way. You know, so another thing I've been reflecting on is you know, I was once on Roaccutane, and I've always had like acne. When I was in high school, I had acne, but it was never bad. But my skin is like super, super sensitive. You know, I have oily skin, and in the winter, in the summer it's oily, in the winter it's extremely dry. Like the rest of my body, I have the driest skin. Like everything is dry. I have to like literally layer moisturizer like 3 times or more, you know. So you know, I've always had like a problematic skin. So my face, if I get a zit, it'll literally be there for like the next 10 years, you know, no jokes. So I went on Roaccutane, you know, and nobody told me that if I'm on Roaccutane, obviously my dermatologist told me about, you know, how dry my eyes are going to get, my lips are going to be very dry, my skin might be dry, and my mouth might crack, which it really, really did. You will like literally wake up and your lips are so dry, and then they crack just a little bit, you know, they like just keep cracking. Everything is just dry. But the things that, you know, they never told me was that my upper lip would sweat. You know, my upper lip started sweating, and I remember when it started, it was in winter, and then I thought it was just the air conditioning. You know, my upper lip was sweating. I was like, what's going on? Why is my lip sweating? Like, what's going on? Now it was like, if I'm outside, my upper lip is sweating, you know. And then I googled it, and then I found people who were like, yeah, your upper lip might start sweating. Nobody tells you this, but it happens, you know. So my upper lip was sweating. I was like, oh my gosh, this is just not gonna work out. And then another thing that I didn't know was that I'm not supposed to wax, because I prefer waxing over shaving. And because shaving, you have to like do it every single day, and then when the hair grows, it just grows very, very blunt. So I don't like the feeling. But with waxing, the more you wax, the thinner the hair becomes, and then it grows less. So I like waxing. So I remember, you know, I had never waxed my face before, so I wanted to like wax my upper lip. You know, some you know, ladies use like what do you call a razor. There are those razors dedicated for like the face. So I was like, no, I want like a more smoother, you know, solution. So I'm going to wax. I waxed my face, and literally my whole upper lip came off. No jokes. My upper lip, the skin came off. It was red, and I remember I had to like go to work. I had to go to work in like 2 days, and there was no hiding it. It just, because with waxing, if you are red today, it's not gonna go away. You're gonna need at least a week for the redness to disappear, and then another week for the scabbing to start. Basically, you need like 6 months in hiding to get over that, you know. So like I had to go to work. Nobody told me this. Now my whole upper lip was like gone, you know. And I think on one side it was worse than the other side. It was the worst thing ever. So then I went online, and then I googled, and they're like, yeah, stay away from wax, because your skin becomes so sensitive that if you wax it, the top layer will like literally come off. So I didn't know this, and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? But yeah, that story, that, you know, did not end well. But I was like, wow, these are some of the things that I never knew, but now I know, you know. Something about hair and weight is that if you are very conscious of what you eat, you can easily lose weight. That is a fact. You know, it's no lies. Like, if you are conscious about what you eat, you don't need to do some crazy diet. You know, I think diet has such a bad connotation, or such a bad name to it, that when people hear diet, they think you are starving yourself. No, diet just means a way of living. And the more you are connected to your food. I know it sounds creepy and weird, but you know, when you think about it, eating is actually a very spiritual practice because you are taking the world into your body. You know what I mean? And you know, doing that, you hope the food will nourish your body. Why do we eat the wrong things? You know, it's all in the brain, literally, you know. So I remember there was a time I was like, you know, I always thought, the funny thing is, I always thought I was fat. You know, I wasn't fat because I'm very, very naturally curvy. I've got a tiny waist and, you know, I'm naturally very curvy. So I always thought, you know, there's no ways I can be less than a size 10, size, what's that, 34. I always thought that until I lost weight and I was like, wow, I didn't even do anything. So that means I can be skinny, you know. Currently, I wear like size 2. I wear a size 2 and I'm shook. And it's the best weight I've ever been my whole life. When you grow, things really do change for the better, you know. So I'm saying all of this to say that we are multifaceted individuals. All of us, each one of us has something that makes us tick. You know, we have something that makes us unique because that's how God intended. He intended for all of us to be ourselves and, you know, uniquely so, uniquely beautiful, you know. So if you want to make this decade the best decade of your life, my only advice is to just be yourself and compete with only you, you know, and, you know yourself, be clear about what you want, work hard at whatever your dream is, be in the present moment, eat well, live well, sleep, get some sleep, okay? I had to put on extra concealer because I am not sleeping enough. So get some sleep, drink water, live life with an open heart and just watch yourself flourish, you know. Yeah, that is it from me. Thank you for tuning in. I love you. I wish you peace, love, kindness, joy, you know, only the best that life has to offer.